Hi, friends. Michael Butler here with Beyond Publishing. So exciting today to have best-selling author with us, Melodieann Whiteley, getting to yes, overcoming network marketing objections. Melodieann, welcome aboard and congratulations on going #1.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited about that. I can't tell you. Okay.
Well, how does it feel to be a bestseller?
Amazing. Never, ever did I imagine that I would one day be a best-selling author. If you had told me this even 6 months ago, I would have said, yeah, right.
You know, you're breaking the glass ceiling in a lot of respects. Kim Kiyosaki says the fastest growing demographic of poverty in America, particularly in this recent downturn in the economy, is women over 50. You've not only succeeded at network marketing, you succeeded at writing an awesome book, but you went bestseller. What would you say to a woman out there that maybe has gone through a divorce or finds herself homeless, penniless, with a divorce she didn't want, and looking at network marketing as a viable opportunity now?
Well, that's exactly why I wrote this book. The very first chapter talks about the fact that this is the business you want to be in. If you really need to, you've been downsized, you've been divorced, you've retired, whatever it is, whatever your circumstances are, you need income, this is the way to get it. I know everybody thinks that network marketing, that whole stigma, but it's a business model and it really does work if you're willing to work.
Somebody that's trending in the media every day is, of course, Donald Trump running for president. And you talk about him in your book here on page 26, and you say, when he was on David Letterman's show, Donald Trump was asked by Letterman, what would he do if he had to start all over again? And you surprised everyone with this answer. What did he say?
Said he'd do network marketing. I sat there, everybody in the audience was laughing, and so was I, because I had done it, but it's so hard to believe that, Aaron Trump would go to network marketing. Surely he's got other things that he could do, but that's what he said, and that's when I really started pushing hard, because if it's good enough for him, as much as you may or may not like the man and his politics or whatever, you have to admit he's made some money. So if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me.
I love that attitude. I think that's outstanding. We're living in a time, I heard a recent stat that 43% of college graduates are behind and have unpaid student loan debts. They're not even paying their student loans. They're out of school, and a lot of them have as much as 6 figures in college loan debt. And so you're showing a way here that people can take control of their life. One thing you said on our last interview was a quote from, speaking of billionaires, America's first billionaire, J. Paul Getty. I like this quote. You said he'd rather have, and I think he's famous for saying this, 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of his own. Why don't you explain what does that mean and what does that practically look like in a day-to-day? Because I know you've benefited from this mindset and taught others how to benefit. What does this really look like?
Well, the most I could possibly hope to do in a day is maybe if I worked every minute of an 8-hour day, say it, and made as many calls as possible, I could still maybe hopefully reach, maybe 100 people, and that would be doing nothing but sitting on the phone, calling, and who does that? No one. And out of those 100, I might get 4, maybe 5 customers if I'm lucky, who knows. But if everybody out there on my team is doing the same thing, so I've spent my time doing that, and I've gotten my 5 customers, but everybody else on my team has also done the same thing, and they've all gotten 5 customers. So in reality, I've put in the work to get 5 customers. I'm going to get paid for 500 customers or 1,000 customers. It depends on how big your team is. So that's pretty amazing. I can work for an hour a day and get paid for 10, 15, 20, 25 hours worth of work.
Melodieann, I want to encourage people to follow you at melodieannwhiteley.com. I know we're going to have the link in this video here. You're always posting daily tips of how-tos, practical insights. And how has writing the book opened doors for you? I know you were recently on the Deb Pryor show and other interviews. leveraged in the book to really, really meet people. Have you found this as a way to, has it opened some doors for you? If so, how so?
Truthfully, that was the whole purpose of the book. It was never to become a best-selling author, because like I said, never in my wildest dreams did I imagine that would happen. But it was to give myself a little more credibility. I'm pretty well known already online, but this opened a few more doors that I hadn't been able to quite break through yet. So now I can go, I'm an author. And that actually lends credibility. I'm an author. And
yes, you are. We need to put best-selling author on the front now. I know you've added that to your resume and your LinkedIn and everything. You said something that was kind of comical. I don't remember which chapter it was in. I think toward the back here on overcoming objections, when you're talking about the objection of, I've got to check with my spouse. And you said that Daryl wasn't always supportive. How has his attitude changed now? Has his attitude changed from when you started in this business? And why do you think it's changed?
Well, now that he's seen that I actually can make money with it, I have to admit, if you read the book, you'll see that I struggled for a very long time because I did not know the proper way to do this business. The way that most companies teach you and the way most teams teach their downline it's dead wrong. And yeah, I alienated just about everybody. Not to the point where they would cross the street to avoid me, but it was close. I would call and they would not answer because they could see it was me.
Were you a member of the NFL club then for a while? The no friends left club.
Hard carrying. But then I ran into some people.
It seems like women make a lot of the buying decisions in the home, and a lot of times I think women feel the stress of financial strain, right? You give some really good practical advice here on how to pick a good company, and you list some solid companies that are doing well in the internet age. Because I know you're a great face-to-face networker. You're a great we used to call it old school networker. Sit down, talk to somebody at a coffee shop or do a living room presentation. But you've been able to transition into the internet age. Which do you prefer? Do you like the old school way of doing business or the internet, or what's your favorite?
Truthfully, it depends on who I'm dealing with. I love the internet for cold contacts and for building that market that you just don't have yet, and for meeting the younger generation, that millennial generation that was born with their fingers glued to a keyboard or their iPhones glued to their hands. The ones that walk around like this with their phone. Yeah, they're not going to do face-to-face. They're all about technology. I've learned to love the internet so I can reach that group, but there's still a lot of people like me who really like to sit down and have a cup of coffee and talk. So I've learned to love both, actually.
Melodieann, for people that want to get a hold of you, what's the best way for them to get a hold of you and ask you about your business or ask you about how to attract more leads to their business? How would they reach you?
Best way is to either go to my website, melodieannwhiteley.com, and there's a contact me form on there, or you can email me directly there. There's a link to my email. You can just email me directly from that website. Either way, I respond pretty quickly to either one. If you buy the book, you'll see a promise from me. I give you another way to contact me more personally and a little more quickly. So buy the book and get my secret email address so you can contact me directly.
There you go. Extra access. That's a great incentive to get Melodieann's book. It's called Getting to Yes, Overcoming Network Marketing Objectives. And it's for women, it's for men, it's for college students. What are some closing thoughts? What do you hope to see happen as a result? I know you're getting a lot of positive feedback about the book. What's next for you, and what's been the most rewarding feedback you've gotten?
Just the fact that I've seen some people that are in the business come back to me and tell me that they really are working the business now and actually being successful and seeing the change. That to me is very rewarding. Because I know there's a couple of them out there that were really struggling, and they've contacted me directly and said, thank you, because I see a huge difference in my business. Or when they post that, they'll post that on Facebook about what difference it's made in their business, and that's pretty rewarding. that's my dream. I want to see the women. I did write it mostly for women because, like you said, we are the group that struggles the most. And I would love to see them latch on to this as a viable business model and go with it and not be dependent on the economy or a job or husbands or anything anymore. Just be able to take care of themselves.
Well, you're creating a huge opportunity. We're so proud of you. We're very excited to be offering your book around the world. Get Melodieann's book, Getting the Yes, Overcoming Network Marketing Objections. Hey, Melodieann, thanks so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I just know you're going to get a phone call or an email of somebody in another country that says, hey, I'm already in your business, and my sponsor shared your book, and I believe you're going to see that happen. So thank you. We're going to be following you to see what's next. And thank you for your powerful insights in your book. And we're looking forward to sharing it and seeing what's next from you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Melodieann.